Hi people, do you ever feel like no matter how much you try hard to change, still old patterns keep on repeating? You may struggle with self doubt or you may have trouble setting boundaries. Listen, these can be signs that your inner child is still carrying past wounds. Hi, my name is Sok, and in today's video, we are going to talk about how you can heal your inner child, understanding your emotional wounds from the past and how they affect your present. And most importantly, I'll share how you can start healing your inner child today. So, this is something I personally relate to because for a long time I didn't even realize that my inner child is hurt. But once I started working on it, I saw a big shift in how I felt about myself, about my relationships, about life in general. So, if you are someone who feels that you have been stuck in old patterns, this video is for you. What is your inner child? Your inner child is a part of you that still holds on to childhood experiences, both good and bad. Every happy moment, every painful experience, every single time you felt unseen or unheard, all of that stays inside you. A lot of things we struggle as adults, like self doubt, people pleasing, fear of rejection, all of this actually come from things we experienced as kids. For example, if you were often ignored when you were a kid, or you were not taken seriously, so you might struggle with feeling like your own voice matters. Or if you were constantly criticized when you were a kid, you might have a problem of doubting yourself now. Because guess what? When you were a kid, people around you, and from people, I mean anyone, your family members, your even your parents, or your friends, whoever, when you were a kid, people around you made you feel like, what? Are you important? You're important. How? And how can you think that you can make a right decision? Do you think you're able to take a decision? So this is how people made you feel when you were a kid, and your inner child is still hurt by that. Okay. So now you don't trust yourself while taking a decision. Does any of this sound familiar to you? If yes, don't worry, because awareness is the first step towards healing. So, how do you know that your inner child is wounded? I'll tell you. If you struggle with self worth and you feel like you need to prove yourself to people to feel worthy, because until they don't feel that yes, this person is saying right, and I think your point is valid, so until you get the external validation, you feel like mhm, either till I don't prove myself to people, I can't feel worthy. If you feel like this, or if you get triggered easily in situations, or you feel guilty to put yourself first, or if you find it difficult to say no because you don't want to upset people, or if you find yourself emotionally stuck in your past, like old wounds still hurt you today. So if you resonate with any of these, chill. Don't be too harsh on yourself, because that's really not what your inner child needs. See, a lot of us grew in environments where our emotional needs were not met fully. But good news is we can heal and we can grow. Many of the struggles we face now as adults actually have roots from our past. Let's take some examples. So it's like if you grew up in a home where your feelings were ignored, then now you might find it difficult to express yourself. If you were constantly compared to others when you were a kid, now you might struggle with self doubt, or you feel that what you are doing is not enough. Because when you were a kid, then nobody made you feel that what you're doing is enough. Because some parents do these things, like they compare their kids to others. So अगर आपके पेरेंट्स ने आपको compare किया when you were a kid, so now you must be feeling that मैं जो कर रहा हूँ वो शायद enough नहीं है, क्योंकि तुम्हें कभी appreciation नहीं मिली उस चीज़ के लिए. तुम्हें हमेशा compare किया गया. It might be about your grades, your achievements or anything. So जो comparison जो हुआ है, it killed your joy when you were a kid, and it is inside you still, that comparison. That's why you are struggling with self-doubt now. If you had to earn love through your achievements when you were a kid, if your parents didn't appreciate you like in your childhood, अगर आपको उतना appreciation नहीं मिला, या you always felt like अगर मैं कुछ करके दिखाऊं, अगर मैं प्रूव करूं खुद को, मैं कुछ अचीव करूं, या मैं इतने ग्रेड्स लाऊं, तो शायद मुझे I will get love from my parents. कंडीशनल लव मिला अगर हमेशा, then you might tie your worth to your success rather than with who you truly are. So how do you start with the healing process? Here are some simple but powerful steps I'm going to tell you. First thing you can do is acknowledge your inner child. The first step is to recognizing that your inner child exists and it might be hurting. Okay? Because that's the reason why you react or respond to such situations, and you feel like what's the problem, what's off with me, what's the real problem, why am I behaving a certain way with people, or how I'm just reacting to such situations in a way that I don't like. I want to change that, but I don't know the reason. The reason could be your inner child. Because as I told you that if you struggle with self-doubt, why you doubt yourself? Because nobody made you feel that you are, you can make a good decision, you are important, or whatever you are doing is enough, that you don't need to compare yourself to anybody. Nobody made you feel this way when you were a kid. Okay? So your inner child is hurt. That's why you struggle with self-doubt. And sometimes, you recognize your inner child, okay? Just saying that, say it to yourself. Stand in front of a mirror and say to yourself that I see you, I hear you, and I'm here for you, you're safe, okay? Just saying these things, it can be so powerful for you. Second thing you can do is reparent yourself. Think about it. What you needed as a child but didn't receive more. Maybe the way you wanted your parents to treat you but they didn't, okay? Or if you had an abusive childhood, so that's also a case. And think that, okay, what I didn't receive as a child, as a kid, I can give it to myself. See, maybe you need more love, okay? Maybe you wanted more encouragement. Most of the kids, I think, their parents don't encourage them, okay? So in that case, children just, they keep looking for love outside. So think about it, okay? The things you didn't receive as a kid, you can give it to yourself. You can be a parent for yourself, okay? Whatever, you think lacked in your childhood, now you can give it to yourself as an adult now, okay? think about what should I say to myself which I needed to hear when I was a child. Say to yourself, I am worthy, I am beautiful, I have my own way of living. I'm doing enough, okay? Whatever I'm doing is enough, and I can do it my way, okay? If you were never comforted, okay, practice self soothing. It will help, okay? Hug yourself, okay? Listen to music that makes you feel safe. Next thing you can do is journal and reflect. Actually, journaling is one of the best things, it's one of the best way to deal with yourself, your inner child, shadow work, whatever. So, to grow, to learn, to serve clarity to yourself, it's one of the best ways to do so. Journal. Write a letter of love to yourself. What you wanted to hear, when you were a kid. Write it to yourself that, it could go like, hey, how are you? I just want to say that whatever you're doing is perfectly fine. It's amazing, actually. You are amazing the way you are. Okay, you are loved, you're safe, and you don't need to feel burdened by anybody. Okay, you don't need to be scared of anybody or anything. You deserve love, you are worthy without measuring it to your achievements, okay? Write whatever you needed to hear when you are a kid. It is going to help you. It's really going to help you a lot. Okay, fourth thing you can do is inner child meditation and visualization. What you need to do is sit comfortably in a peaceful place and be comfy. Visualize your younger self standing in front of you. Visualize you hugging your younger self, hugging them and telling them that everything is okay. Okay. And this simple practice is going to bring a deep sense of healing, especially if you come from a brown household. I know you have gone through a lot of panic. Okay, I know it happens. So if you have gone through panic, comfort your inner child through this visualization technique. It's going to help you a lot. It's a really deep healing, okay? Fifth thing you can do is set boundaries and choose healing relationships. See, a very important part of healing is protecting your peace. If you are someone who grew up in an environment where your boundaries were not respected, it's time for you to set them now. Choose relationships that uplift you rather than drain you. Okay, listen, healing your inner child is not about blaming anyone. It's actually about giving yourself the love and care you always deserved. Okay, and listen, you are not defined by what hurt you. You are actually defined by how you rise, how you love yourself, and how you choose to move forward. Thank you so much for watching this video till the end, and until next time,